In the vast expanse of the Galactic Council chamber, humanity's representatives stood like unwelcome guests at an exclusive party. The room buzzed with contemptuous whispers and barely concealed mockery from alien delegates representing dozens of advanced civilizations. Una Park watched silently, her slim frame wrapped in a simple dark blue uniform. She was different from the diplomatic team. An engineer, a builder of impossible things. While the politicians argued and pleaded, she observed the intricate dynamics of interstellar politics with cool calculation. The Galactic Confederation of Merged Territories had always treated humans like children. Their holographic displays constantly flickered with images showing human technological achievements as primitive and laughable. Today was another such occasion. Humans lacked the fundamental understanding of advanced propulsion, droned a tentacled representative from the Krill Collective. Its voice, translated through universal communicators, sounded condescending and mechanical. Your space exploration is equivalent to a toddler attempting to navigate a quantum computer. Seated next to Una, David Kim, the mission's strategic operations director, clenched his fists. His controlled anger was a sharp contrast to the diplomatic team's nervous shuffling. He understood something the aliens did not. Humanity's greatest strength was its capacity for unexpected innovation. The conference hall was a massive transparent dome, suspended above the planet Nexus Prime. Outside, starships from 100 different civilizations drifted like silent monuments to technological achievement. Massive vessels with impossible geometries and energy signatures that defied human understanding represented centuries of advanced development. But beneath the surface of human delegation, a secret burned bright. The Phantom's Edge, a stealth ship that would change everything, was nearly ready. Una had spent years developing technologies that would render traditional scanning methods completely obsolete. Her team had cracked quantum entanglement manipulation in ways no other civilization had even considered. Microscopic metamaterials could now bend electromagnetic radiation, creating a form of camouflage so advanced it was essentially technological magic. The alien delegates continued their verbal assault. Each statement was designed to remind humans of their perceived inferiority. Charts and graphs materialized, showing technological comparisons that made human achievements look like crude stone tools next to quantum supercomputers. A reptilian representative from the Zorn Imperium leaned forward. Your species has not even colonized its entire solar system. How can you imagine participating in galactic diplomacy? David Kim's eyes met Una's. A subtle nod passed between them. They knew something no one in this room understood. The conference continued, a theater of technological humiliation. Humans were portrayed as primitive, ambitious, but ultimately inconsequential. Their technological developments were dismissed as crude attempts to mimic more advanced civilizations. What the aliens did not know was that humanity's most significant developments happened in silence. While other species boasted and displayed, humans worked. They engineered. They prepared. Una remembered the countless nights in underground research facilities. Teams working in complete secrecy, developing technologies that would redefine the meaning of stealth and strategic advantage. The Phantom's Edge was more than a ship. It was a statement. As the conference droned on, she mentally reviewed the ship's specifications: quantum disruption fields, adaptive camouflage, radiation absorption technologies that could make the vessel completely invisible to any known scanning method. The alien delegates continued their performance, each trying to outdo the other in demonstrating technological superiority. Holographic displays showed massive warships, complex energy networks, and interstellar transportation systems that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Humans listened. Humans observed. And humans were planning. David Kim leaned closer to Una. "They have no idea," he whispered. His breath was barely audible, a small human moment in this grand galactic theater. "They will soon," Una responded, her voice calm and certain. The conference would end. The mockery would continue. But something was coming. Something that would change everything. The Phantom's Edge was ready. Humanity was ready. The galaxy had no idea what was about to happen. In a hidden research facility deep beneath the Atacama Desert, Una Park stood before a holographic projection of her life's work. The Phantom's Edge wasn't just a ship. It was a revolution waiting to happen. The facility hummed with quiet intensity. Dozens of engineers moved like shadows, each working on fragments of an impossible technology. Walls lined with quantum processors flickered with blue-green light, processing calculations that would make most scientists' minds collapse. David Kim entered the main research chamber, his footsteps echoing against steel and concrete. He carried a data tablet containing the latest quantum entanglement simulations. Years of work had come down to microscopic breakthroughs that could change everything. The metamaterial composition is stable, Una said, her fingers dancing across a holographic interface. Complex mathematical equations shifted and transformed with her touch. We've solved the radiation absorption problem. What made the Phantom's Edge unique wasn't just its ability to hide. It could literally become invisible to every known scanning technology. Radio waves, infrared, quantum resonance, nothing would detect its presence. The ship's outer shell was composed of adaptive nanoparticles that could instantly reconfigure their molecular structure. These particles could bend electromagnetic radiation around the vessel, creating a perfect camouflage effect. No heat signature, no electronic trace, complete invisibility. Young. The Phantom's Edge hung in space like a ghost, invisible to every known scanning method. Inside the ship, Una Park watched the GCMT's most secure military installation grow larger on her quantum adaptive display. David Kim's hands moved carefully across the control interface. Each movement was calculated, precise. The ship's systems hummed with a soft, almost silent energy that seemed to breathe with anticipation. "Target acquisition confirmed," he murmured. His voice was calm, almost detached. The alien installation looked impressive from a distance. Massive defense platforms bristled with weapon systems. Energy shields created complex geometric patterns around the central complex. Hundreds of sensor arrays constantly swept the surrounding space, searching for any potential threat. They would find nothing today. The Phantom's Edge began its approach. At first, nothing happened. No alarms triggered. No defensive systems activated. The ship moved like a thought through the darkness of space, its quantum camouflage rendering it completely undetectable. Una watched the internal systems. Each nanometer of the ship's movement was calculated with mathematical precision. They would penetrate the most secure facility in the GCMT's defensive network without firing a single weapon. Breaching outer perimeter, David announced. The ship passed through multiple layers of defense systems. Sensors that could detect a molecule's movement saw nothing. Shield generators continued their routine sweeps, finding no anomalies. The Phantom's Edge moved like a ghost, leaving no trace. Inside the control room, alien technicians continued their routine operations. Holographic displays showed standard readings. Nothing suggested the massive security breach happening in real time. Una's fingers touched a series of quantum interfaces. Complex algorithms began to infiltrate the station's primary communication networks, not through brute force, but through elegant, almost invisible manipulation of data streams. "Primary systems compromised," she said softly. One by one, the station's critical systems began to shift. Not destroyed, not damaged, simply altered. Communication channels became subtly redirected. Defense protocols were gently modified. The entire installation remained functional, but now completely under human control. David looked at Una. A slight smile crossed his face. "They won't even know we were here." The operation was surgical, precise, a demonstration of technological capability that would shake the foundations of galactic perception about human potential. As quickly as it began, the infiltration ended. The Phantom's Edge withdrew, leaving behind no trace of its presence. The GCMT military installation continued its operations, completely unaware of the silent invasion that had just occurred. In the vast darkness of space, a message had been sent. Humanity was no longer a civilization to be ignored. The first strategic operation was complete. The Galactic Confederation's Emergency Council erupted in chaos. Holographic displays flickered with impossible data. An entire military installation compromised without a single alarm, without a single trace of invasion. "Impossible," growled the Krill Collective's representative, his tentacles trembling with anger. Massive screens showed complete system infiltration with no visible entry point. Unipark watched the transmission from a secure Earth monitoring station. Her calm contrasted sharply with the panic spreading across alien communication networks. The Phantom's Edge had done exactly what it was designed to do: demonstrate humanity's unexpected technological capabilities. David Kim stood beside her, his fingers dancing across quantum communication interfaces. Each movement collected real-time data about the aliens' response. Their confusion was complete and total. The GCMT's most secure military installation had been completely compromised. Critical communication networks were subtly redirected, defense protocols modified, and not a single weapon had been fired. "They cannot understand," David whispered. "We didn't destroy. We demonstrated." Alien military commanders scrambled to understand the impossible scenario. How could an entire station's systems be manipulated without detection? Their most advanced scanning technologies had seen nothing. No energy signatures, no mechanical intrusions, no electronic footprints. Quantum analysis teams worked frantically, trying to reconstruct the impossible breach. But there was nothing to reconstruct. The Phantom's Edge had moved like a mathematical concept through their defenses. Elegant, invisible, undetectable. Yuna observed the growing panic. Each moment of confusion was a victory for humanity. The aliens who had mocked human technological capabilities were now confronting a reality they could not comprehend. Transmission logs showed complete bewilderment. The Zorn Imperium's lead scientist kept repeating the same phrase: "This is not possible. This is not possible." But it was possible. Humanity had made it possible. The Phantom's Edge represented more than a technological achievement. It was a statement, a declaration that humans were not what the galactic community believed them to be. Across various alien communication channels, theories began to emerge. Some suggested advanced artificial intelligence. Others proposed unknown quantum manipulation technologies. None could imagine the simple truth: human ingenuity had simply outmaneuvered their most advanced systems. David turned to Yuna. "They're about to do something stupid," he said quietly. Within hours, the GCMT began preparing a retaliatory strike against Earth. They would teach these upstart humans a lesson about challenging galactic powers. They had no idea what was coming. The Phantom's Edge was waiting, invisible, prepared. The confrontation was just beginning. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent. Where once humans had been mocked, now they commanded absolute attention. Admiral Rodriguez stood at the center of the massive circular platform. His uniform was simple. His stance was relaxed. But his eyes held the quiet intensity of someone who knew exactly how much power he represented. "Humanity does not seek conflict," he said. "We seek respect." The alien representatives stared. The Krill Collective's tentacled diplomat shifted uncomfortably. The Zorn Imperium's reptilian leader studied Rodriguez with newfound wariness. Unipark and David Kim watched from a side platform. Their stealth ship technology had transformed everything. The Phantom's Edge was no longer just a vessel. It was a symbol of human potential. The GCMT's invasion fleet, which had been prepared to attack Earth, now drifted helplessly. Every single ship had been systematically disabled, not destroyed, simply neutralized. Their advanced systems rendered completely inoperable through invisible technological manipulation. "We can disable your entire military infrastructure without firing a single weapon," Rodriguez continued. His voice was calm, matter of fact. "We choose not to." Holographic displays showed comprehensive evidence. multiple GCMT military installations, entire communication networks, advanced weapon systems, all demonstrating how comprehensively humans could penetrate and control their technologies. The message was clear. Humanity was not asking for permission to be considered a galactic power. They were stating it as a fact. Alien diplomats who had spent years ridiculing humans now sat in stunned silence. Their technological superiority complex had been surgically dismantled, not through violence, through pure, elegant technological innovation. David leaned toward Yuna. "We've changed everything," he whispered. Yuna nodded. Her years of research had led to this moment, a quiet revolution that would reshape galactic dynamics. The diplomatic transformation was not about conquest. It was about respect. Humanity had shown that technological capability was not about size or historical development. It was about innovation, creativity, the ability to think differently. Rodriguez continued his address. Each word was carefully chosen, diplomatic yet firm, respectful yet uncompromising. "We are prepared to engage in peaceful cooperation," he said, "but we will not be underestimated." The Galactic Council would never be the same. Humanity had arrived, not with massive warships, not with aggressive posturing, but with an invisible demonstration of technological mastery that spoke louder than any weapon. The Phantom's edge had changed everything, and this was just the beginning.